Welcome to this week's edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, that passionate tradigital artist himself, Jeff Mueller.
Woo! Way to go, Xavier. That's, I think we've got that fine-tuned pretty good. The digital part, and we just, it's taken...
I don't stumble over it very much anymore.
No, not at all, and it's just kind of, it's right there. And I think it's kind of cool how comfortable that we are now video blogging.
After 4 years?
Yeah, and it's almost at least 2 to 3 times a month, sometimes 4 times a month. It just
when there's holidays, and we had our anniversaries, and today's Father's Day. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
And Father's Day is the day that usually doesn't get in the way of video blogging.
That's true.
Because we're both fathers.
Because we're both fathers, and we're doing what we want to do. Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So,
what's on your mind this week, Jeff?
What's on my mind? Well, I want to say congratulations to the Cleveland Cavs. As everybody knows, we're in northern Ohio. It was,
they gave a heck of a run at it, and it wasn't the outcome we exactly wanted, but they sure did a fine job and gave us a lot of thrills. And again, in spite of the fact that's not the outcome we wanted, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. They are the champions.
Yes,
and they earned it, and they're the champions.
We ran out of people and gas. That's kind of what it was. It wasn't because our star player wasn't playing great. He played phenomenal, and just something.
Golden State didn't let up, and they are the champs.
It's
so
just for
we'll see you next year.
Yeah, I think in 2016 for me personally, I think I got the Packers on the. They definitely seem like they're on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl, and you got the Cavs, which I think will be back in the finals.
Well, right now the Cavs are the #1 favorites, according to the odds makers.
They're going to get some people back, and they're going to be healthy, and they'll probably add some people, and it just I don't see it going in a bad direction for either team, so I'm excited for that.
So you finished something this past week.
Yes, Crossroads, a painting. A very, very deep, meaningful painting for myself. Crossroads, which has the main model is Patricia St. Lanes, and I'd like to thank her for being and allowing me to paint her. But the painting was, when I saw it initially, she had posted it on Facebook, and it just had this surrealistic tone, and we talked about it, and I asked her if I could use it to try, diving into a surrealistic painting. And it took me, this painting was different from a lot of my, I have a bunch of different kind of techniques. There's some paintings that I go out and I find to document the world today and the culture that we live in, and to pretty much paint that and express myself and some views on what's happening. That's one way. And then I've always been a very good renderer. And when you get into State of Blue Illumination #5, that dealing with the nighttime shot of the Empire State Building, that is really pushes forward on rendering and my understanding of composition, not so much a statement. We're getting into the surrealistic aspect of one's life, things that scare you, things that challenge you, things that you dreamt about, things that you struggle with. Those are all meaningful things that you deal with in your life, and to put that into a painting is not quite as, there's a lot more that goes into a surrealistic painting of you.
Absolutely. This I will say that it is the greatest departure that I've seen from what you normally do. As you pointed out, you're a phenomenal renderer. And I would say that the majority of your social media, multimedia series and subsequent series are somewhere between hyperrealism and impressionism. You kind of blend those two concepts, with certain parts of the paintings looking incredibly real and other ones looking more of an impressionistic tone. But yeah, this Crossroads is really a phenomenal work.
Yes, and it's not. I really like the surreal. My spin on it is it's a combination of surrealism and some aspect of generalization. For instance, I didn't paint the smoke from the cigarettes or the cigarettes as realistic as I painted the stump of the petrified tree, or how I blended the surrealistic aspect of the clouds into the realistic aspect of Patricia. Those are things that were well thought out, and it took me a certain amount of time to actually paint this painting. It's a 10 by 14, a smaller painting. I'm debating whether to print it out onto a small 10 by 14 canvas, or to take a canvas and then mount it on a board. Instead of have it mounted, smaller canvases don't seem to have, when you're painting large format, canvas makes sense. But the smaller, there's a lot of different type of things I could do, and I'm right now the issue is, am I going to get it? They call it a canvas board. They print it on canvas and then they wrap it around a board, which will give it some stability when I'm painting it with the acrylics, adding in the acrylics to this particular painting. It's small. When you look at a dolly, what I had saw a couple of dollies in at the MoMA, and he paints small, and the detail that he gets involved with painting small, when you're painting figures, or you're painting representations of animals or whatnot, and the amount of detail that you can get with a brush is very difficult, because the brush is there's only so much fine tuning you can do. So a lot of times an eye is just a dot or whatnot, but to make that dot work is something that you can do in the computer. The computer, you can get down to pixels, so it allows you to accomplish some detail that you're not allowed, that at this size that you wouldn't be able to accomplish. And the one unique aspect of this is I added my wife, believe it or not, into the painting, and she's back between the cross and the light in the water. So if you look at the painting coming up, take a look. That is my wife back there, and I was able to paint it. It's going to be it looks like her, and it was painted with just a few pixels. It was a feat at the smallest level that you could obtain. So I was kind of happy with the results for that. But that brings me next to my water tower project, which I call 50 Shades of Blue, a light study, and I made the Facebook page for 50 Shades of Blue. It now has its own Facebook page and group. So if you're really interested into this, you can follow it on the Facebook page. I'm going to be basically posting everything that I post every day on my Facebook, normal Facebook. I will be posting the pictures to the page with the more description of what I'm thinking. It'll give you a little bit more in depth. But if you join the group and you ask to join the group, it's a private group. There will be a giveaway for the members of the group. I'm figuring out what's a print of some sort with and signing, and then also I'm going to give a lot more photos in the group that don't get posted to Facebook. It'll just be in the group. You'll get to see some of the, or what would you say, outtakes or different shots that I take. And then the last but not least is any of my paintings, or as I'm making the book or the poster, they'll all be available in a signed form to the members of the group first. I will offer that up to them. So something to do, join the group. It's this particular Facebook page. It's right here, 50 Shades of Blue, a 1-year study of light. And then from there, leave me a message if you want to be in the group. I have no problem putting you in there. You'll be getting a little extra based off the 50 Shades of Blue, a 1-year light study. So check that out. Make sure you check that out.
Sounds pretty awesome.
So there's been so much happening. Digital art is now starting to turn the corner. There's a couple of digital in Los Angeles. I see there's a digital art gallery and that digital art gallery is starting to pick up momentum. There's a lot of digital artists out there, and they're starting to figure out how to display digital art either through monitors or TV screens, or through making prints, limited edition prints, and they're figuring out there's now I'm joining this community that I'm so excited about. I can't tell you about yet, but it deals a lot with what digital art and covers how it can be, how digital art is going to be sold and manipulated in the future. And I'm so excited about what's been going on and what I've been seeing. And then I'm starting to get to know the people in these venues, and it's which direction I'm going. So I think I'm super excited and pumped. I think the future for digital art is quite bright. I've always foreseen this. I'm hoping that I'm on the cutting edge of digital art, that's for sure. So, anything else you got there?
No, excellent. I'm looking forward to see the fruition of all your efforts now that the rest of the world is catching up with you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've got a good inventory set up. I've got a lot of paintings, and going forward, it seems to be moving. It's so much more quickly that even it's starting. I have to start to pick and choose what I'm going to do and which direction I'm going to do it. It's like just in 1 week, 4 or 5 different venue type things have opened up for me, and I'm pretty excited about that.
That is exciting.
So, folks, another week in the books. I know next week, I believe, we'll see. I am going to be headed off to Wisconsin. We're going to be leaving next Saturday, I believe. So I don't think we'll probably have 2 weeks again before our next video blog, because we'll be coming home. Or even maybe we'll do it during the week after the 4th of July.
There you go. Sounds good. Have a good week, folks.
Oh, one last thing.
Whoops, one last thing.
Did you notice?
Oh my goodness, I didn't notice.
I can now take off my hat and it still works, but the beard is gone. I took that off a couple days ago. It was time. It's hot, it's sweaty, it was bushy. It was just time we got through that, but we're back down to a little. So we'll see you guys next time.
Looks good. Take it easy.